Hi guys, welcome back on board of the Crypto Cruiser. It's me, Chris, and today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin chart and where it's heading in the immediate short term. Of course, we're going to talk some traditional markets as well, such as S&P 500, and where they're going in the immediate short term as well. Let's just start with the Bitcoin chart and how I was able to predict that we're basically going above its previous all-time high. I basically gave you two scenarios that we are we're gonna correct, or we're going exponentially higher, and it all depended how we're gonna break out of this yearly resistance line. And to be quite frank with you, I also anticipated to have a correction, but at the end of the day we broke on the upside, which is, in my personal opinion, a positive thing. Of course, my personal opinion, of course, anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice, it's for pure entertainment purposes, and before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. Now, saying all that, since I launched my channel, the prices were around 70,000. I've told you we're gonna drop to prices below 50,000, and we dropped to 49,000. Then I called this local top at 65,000. From 65,000, I've told you we're gonna drop to prices of around 52,000. That's exactly what we did, and then we're gonna have the continuation of the trend. And from that moment on, I was nothing but bullish. And right here, once we hit 77,000 at a price of around 77,000, what did I tell you guys? I was just, posting question marks. Is it possible for us to correct? Because overall, it will be a healthy correction. Regardless of that, I also gave you a huge possibility between 45 and 40% that we actually gonna broke on the upside. We're gonna go on the upside, and that's what we did. So let's just talk about some potential price targets for Bitcoin. In my personal opinion, we already went around 90,000. So I'm not gonna be surprised if we just consolidate between prices of around 90. Maybe we go a little bit further than that, 92 and 80 and 84, just 92, 84, just consolidating these prices. And by the end of the month, we're gonna go and start testing prices of above 95 and potentially 100,000. I don't think we're gonna go to 100 or above 100,000 this month. I think we're just gonna go and let's say we're gonna go to 94, 95,000, and then we're gonna have a huge correction. Perhaps we can drop to prices below 80 and even below 80,000, and then we're gonna have a huge upside momentum, and then we're gonna take out the 100,000 mark, and potentially we can go to 109,000. Then we're gonna have another correction, and that's how we're gonna form an irregular correction. And then potentially, as I've mentioned before, we come back to these prices that we never actually tested here. And once we go to 109,000, I anticipate a huge ABC correction and test prices of around 70,000. But that's long time from now. This can potentially play out February, March of next year, because, as I've mentioned, nothing goes in a straight up line, guys. Everything moves in cycles. Of course, we're gonna have bullish momentum and we're gonna have a bearish momentum as well, just the way we had here between the period of March till almost November, beginning of November. That was around 9-10 months. We've been just correcting and consolidating between these prices. So now it's time for the boost to take over, as I've mentioned in my previous video. But let's talk about S&P 500 and how I was able to predict every single move for S&P 500 as well since I launched my channel. So basically, from prices of around 5,670, I anticipated to go price of around 5,100. Why did I anticipate that? Well, because I didn't want us to take out this higher low here, and basically to set up a higher low, which is a bullish structure, a bullish signal, and that's what we did. We had an ABC correction, regular one, 10% on the downside, but just a correction, while all these big YouTubers with huge following were calling for a bear market and going to the abyss. I've told you guys, this is a V-shaped recovery. I mean, one of my first videos was a V-shaped recovery, and that's exactly what we did. While everyone was panicking, it played out for me to that I'm right. Regardless of that, the V-shaped recovery played out perfectly. We start hitting like almost all-time highs, and I've told you guys, if we zoom in, it will be healthy for the overall trend to actually come back and test this previous resistance line here. Uh, this previous resistance line that acted as resistance at its previous all-time high in middle of July and then end of July. We came back just as predicted. We tested it, we turned it into support, and then we had the continuation of the trend and start hitting all-time high prices and start hitting price of above 6,000. So what else did I tell you guys? In the process, we actually formed a reverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish pattern, and measure from the head to the bottom. The price target should be price of above 6,250. So that's what I'm anticipating S&P 500 to go by the end of this year or early next one. So we are already at 6,000. So I'm not quite certain if we're gonna go straight to 6,200. Well, the way it seems, perhaps we'll go to this price of around 6,250. Perhaps we'll correct. Perhaps we'll go even below 6,000 at a certain point in a matter of a correction, and then we can quickly snap. Q3, Q4 of next year of 2025, and potentially start hitting price of above 6,500. So I think the markets have more room to grow. Of course, the bull cycle is absolutely raging, and you have to be aware of that. That we've been in a huge bullish momentum for a long time, from October 2022, so 22, so that's over 2 years, and yeah, we have the continuation of the trend, and yeah, let's see how it's gonna play out. But for Bitcoin, I anticipate way higher prices. I anticipate, as I've mentioned before, to go at this price of around 94,000, 95,000 by the end of this month. Probably will correct. This correction will last probably December. From 95,000, we can drop potentially to 82,000, or even below 80,000. We'll turn this previous huge yearly resistance line into support, and then we're going to have the continuation of the trend, and perhaps we can go to price of around 104, 109,000, above 100,000, and then we're going to have a massive correction in a matter of ABC correction, potentially testing these prices of around 70,000 that we never actually tested the way I told you that potentially we can go. We never did. So eventually we will come back and retest these prices. And is that going to signal that the bear market is in? I don't think so. I think that will be just a potential down, downward momentum only for the immediate short term, and then potentially we're gonna have a bottom, and then we're gonna have a continuation of the trend, and potentially we can go above 120,000. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. Again, this is not a financial advice. As I've mentioned earlier, before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. Once again, guys, thank you all. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the lovely comments, all the support. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and get my crypto guidebook or my other book, The Art of Chart Analysis, How to Become a Sophisticated Trader and gain quite a lot of knowledge, in my personal opinion, you can do that as well to subscribe to my Patreon. Of course, you get an exclusive content with 50 or 100 and 100x potential altcoin, the most underappreciated, undervalued coin. So, and to show me that you really support my work, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Once again, guys, thank you all. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see each other later on. Goodbye.